Welcome to another episode of Business Yoga Podcast. You know what's fascinating about yoga? Most people think it's just about twisting into pretzel shapes, but ancient texts actually describe it as a sophisticated antenna for tuning into universal energy. Let me explain why that matters.
That's such an unexpected way to think about it. How did you come across this perspective?
Well, I've been studying this ancient text called the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, and it describes asana, the physical postures, with this beautiful phrase, sthira sukham asanam, which means finding the perfect balance between stability and ease. Think of your body as this incredibly sophisticated receiver, designed to pick up frequencies from the universe.
Hmm, that's quite different from the Instagram version of yoga we usually see. How does this reception actually work?
So here's what's fascinating. Just like how you need to position a satellite dish precisely to get clear reception, these poses are specifically designed to align our body's energy channels. When practiced regularly, they actually clear blockages and enhance our ability to receive what you might call universal frequencies.
You know what this reminds me of? The way technology needs both hardware and software to function properly. Is that a fair comparison?
That's exactly right. And here's where it gets really interesting. In business leadership, we see the same principle at work. Just as a yoga pose requires both strength and flexibility, successful organizations need to balance seemingly opposing forces, like stability with innovation or consistency with adaptability.
So, how does someone actually start implementing these principles? It sounds pretty complex.
Here's the surprising part. It only takes 40 minutes a day, using a framework of 25 basic poses that anyone can do. That's less than 3% of your day to completely transform your physical and mental state. And you don't need any fancy equipment, just a towel will do.
Well, that's much more accessible than I expected. But what about maintaining consistency? That's usually the hardest part.
The key is finding a practice buddy, even over video call. It's like having a gym accountability partner, but for yoga. And here's the structure: 5 minutes of warm up with sun salutation, 25 minutes of poses from 5 different categories, and 10 minutes of specific breathing exercises called pranayama.
That's really helpful to understand the breakdown. What about timing? Does it matter when you practice?
Traditional wisdom suggests practicing on an empty stomach, ideally between 4 a.m. and 6 p.m. But, and this is crucial, finding a consistent time that works for your schedule is more important than forcing yourself into an unsustainable routine.
You know what I find most intriguing about all this? How something so ancient can be so relevant to modern challenges.
Exactly. And here's why that matters. These practices have endured for thousands of years because they address fundamental human needs that haven't changed. Whether you're managing a Fortune 500 company or working on personal growth, the principles of balance, clarity, and connection remain essential.
That really puts things in perspective. How something seemingly simple can have such profound implications.
And that's really the key insight. When we understand these deeper principles, every pose becomes an opportunity for growth, not just physically, but in every aspect of our lives. It's about creating that perfect balance between effort and ease, just as the ancient texts described thousands of years ago.